tastes like nothing. Yes, I know my wife will like it.
Somebody's actually clever enough to figure all this stuff out.
I love this. It's like a science experiment right here.
2 of these bad boys.
Dealcoholized wine.
My cup of water that overfloweth uses minimal amount of power.
Hey guys, welcome to another review by me. This time we're looking at an Eco Viva WP RO 200G, which is, I'm really excited about this because we are living in the bus, as most of you know, and we've got a 200-litre tank underneath the bed. And when we go travelling, part of our preparation is to try and empty the tank as much as we can so there isn't residual water sitting in the tanks, because we all know that water that's been sitting for a long time gets bacteria and all kinds of icky, scary, horrible things. So for me it has been a source of worry, a little source of panic in the back of my head. I always like to make sure that we have a separate jerry can with fresh water until we've been able to flush out the water tanks under the bed, and then we can start drinking the water from the tap. So Marcel was approached by Eco Viva to say, would we like to try this? And him being the most amazing husband said, yes, I know my wife will like it. So he surprised me with this, and suddenly this thing arrives, and I've just been figuring out how it works, and it seems to be quite clever, and you're about to learn how it works with me. So from what I understand, this is the water carafe, and it fits in the top here. So it's basically, this is a water tank. It's a 2-litre tank. If you have a look at the back here, you can see there's 2 different parts. So we fill it up to 2 litres, and then we can press start basically. Well, we've got to flush it a couple of times, but basically the water gets sucked in, it goes through the whole filtration process, and then the rejected water, which has the highest, they got a really cool term called TDS, that is the total dissolved solids, and it's measured in milligrams per litre. The rejected water comes into here, so it feeds through the water, goes through there's a carbon filter and a reverse osmosis filter, which is actually quite funky. Did you know that they use reverse osmosis to dealcoholize wine? So we've got it in our water system, which is quite interesting. So before we use it, we need to flush it a few times. So to do that, we just plug it in. Oh, and all these lights come on, and you can see it's busy. It's very clever. It's not too loud. The design is quite funky. It kind of looks like a coffee machine. My only slight issue is where to put it, because you can see in the bus we don't have that much counter space. So this would be, the logical place to put it, but then it does take up quite a bit of our counter space. So, we'll have to fettle something up, I think, honey.
But it's portable.
That's portable, yeah. And what's really cool is that with our power source thing, we can also use it outside. And there we go. But it's interesting that the TDS has gone up. Oh right, this is why. Have a look at the back. So what does 414 TDS mean? If you have a look here, it says the water quality is poor. The tap or mineral spring water may contain high quantities of dissolved minerals. And we do know that a really big problem with the water here is there is a lot of calcare in the water, or limescale in the water. Apparently it's quite normal for the water to come out quite black because of the carbon filter in the beginning. I love this. It's like a science experiment right here.
So what we're doing here is activating the carbon filter.
Yeah, and rinsing it out from the manufacturing process. So we've got to do this filtration flush 2 or 3 times and reject the water. We obviously don't drink it, it's not potable. And then we can start drinking it.
4812 and 4812 on the can. I always wondered what's the big deal with that. But basically when your can is down to 400, you can add another 800. Just add 800. Very clever. Never thought that before. Somebody's actually clever enough to figure all this stuff out. I'll show you what the charcoal filter looks like quickly. As we saw, it's under this cover here. Reverse osmosis and the charcoal. I think it's charcoal or carbon. So we can pull this out, two of these bad boys. So obviously reverse osmosis, basically slides in and clips down, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you got two filter systems, which is quite, there we go. Cover goes on.
Magnetic.
That's magnetic. And if you're wondering, these filters last a whole year, which is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about replacing these filters every time. That's quite a long time. A lot of water coming through here. We do drink a lot of water here because it's quite warm, as you can hear outside with our cicadas going as proof. Really funky little machine. I like the display. It's very nicely presented. I like the fact this is glass as well, which is kind of weird. Normally we live with plastic if you're in a camper van, or if you're caravanning or on the campsite in your tent, you've got plastic. This could even go in your tent, basically. Your little portable power system, as we saw. All you need to do is fill this, and basically it filters out a whole lot of stuff out of your water, which you didn't even know was there. So it's quite interesting. We're on this little scientific trip as well, which is quite nice. I gotta say thanks to Eco Viva for sending us this. I think my wife is a lot more happy with our water quality because she's mentioned it quite a few times every time we come back to the van. How's the water in the tanks? Let's flush it out.
This is all the rejected water that comes back from the filtration system. So this is all the water that contains the dissolved, the total dissolved solids. And this is why the source water, the TDS value keeps on increasing, because this is all the water that's been through the filtration system and has come back into here, and this is called the rejected water. Very cool.
So let's see how pure. 23.
Wow. We unfortunately don't have glasses. Why? Because we're camping, living in a bus. Okay. So, the taste test. Tastes like nothing. I guess it's water too. Wow, you can really taste the difference of this one has a lot more like a chemical flavor.
I don't know if you've lived in South Africa before. The water kind of tastes sandy, which is a really weird way to describe water. But it's got that gravelly note behind it. Also the calcium. This has got nothing. Actually it does. It's got 23 parts per million. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's quite a big difference. I'm really encouraged by that because obviously, as you know, if you are mobile, you need to fill your tanks with water a lot. A lot of it gets involved with carrying it in a plastic jerry can to fill the tanks in the van as well. If the van is empty for a few months, because we travel a lot, close up the van and it's empty, you come back, you're not sure if there is any bacteria, as Victoria said. All of that stuff's going on as well. And it's really nice that this thing is portable, so you can take it with us. Like I said, you don't have to plumb it into your kitchen. Put it outside like we have done here. It uses minimal amount of power. If you're interested in this, go and check the link below. Find out more. There's a couple of other models that they've got as well. Also replacement filters if you need them. I think we'll be fine for a year, and you can check in a year. We'll have another little update for you guys, how this has been for us, how it's worked out, and ease of use. But it's really rather nice. Nicely styled as well. It'll fit in anywhere. There might be a white version as well, but you can check out the link, which I'll put in the description below. So thanks for watching this one, guys. Hope it was informative. I'm going to say cheers with my glass, my cup of water that overfloweth, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.